Thank you so much to Bryce from the New Bedford Symphony Orchestra for the violin music coming from the balcony. That was not a recording, it was live. So, thank you. Welcome to Fairhaven Town Hall. This is one of the few events that the Fairhaven Summer Art Gallery puts on during the first 7 weeks of summer to have a variety of art events in the beautiful buildings around town. And how can you not have an event in this building? This is one of the most stunning auditoriums in Massachusetts. I mean, let's be real. So tonight we have a variety show art performance. So we've had violins, and then we will have a lovely performance of the Adventures of John Manjiro, and that will be piano and spoken and visuals. This is not a movie. This is artistic visuals, just so that you can see the actual island that he was shipwrecked on. You get a sense for just how harrowing his experience was. And it's a magical story. I mean, we have a lot of great legends in Massachusetts, but this is one of the best. So we're really lucky to have this with the support of the Whitfield Manjiro Society. And also then after that, we have an auction of some lovely items that you may have looked at, and many of them are specifically pointed to the Manjiro Society. So bid generously to make this event even better. And then we have a celebration of the plein air event that we had in collaboration with the Buzzards Bay Coalition. And we did a great plein air fest on the open lands of Fairhaven. And these are 20 paintings, the top 20 from the plein air event that went on for 12 days. And we have a lot of the artists here. And we'll announce the winners. There's 3 winners. We give out 3 prizes for the top paintings in a few separate categories. So a wonderful evening, and then we'll end the evening with the Sea Glass Theater Company will perform a few beautiful songs that will fill this room. So there's a lot in store. So I would like to invite Yoko, the composer, up on stage to introduce this piece.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to a night at the Town Hall. My name is Yoko Nakatani. I'm a composer and the president of music nonprofit organization Vivace. Today, we are pleased to present Adventures of John Manjiro for narration and piano. I composed Adventure of John Manjiro about 20 years ago. Why did we choose the story of John Manjiro? It was because we wanted to share something that represents the connection between the United States and Japan. Tomoko Isshiki was the original pianist for this piece, but today she will perform as a narrator alongside pianist Yukiko Sekino. In May, we presented Adventures of John Manjiro at the Kaji Aso studio in Boston to celebrate Japan Day. As you might know, Japan Day commemorates the historic arrival of John Manjiro in New Bedford, Massachusetts in 1843. As you might also know, next year, 2027, marks the 200th anniversary of his birth. In addition, NHK, Japan's National Broadcasting Corporation, recently announced that its 2028 a year-long drama series based on the life of John Manjiro. Now you know we have many reasons to be here and are very excited. Lastly, we want to express our gratitude to Susan Darwin for this wonderful opportunity. So thank you, Susan. We hope you all enjoy Adventures of John Manjiro.
I take refuge in the Buddha, the one who shows me the way in this life. How many times do we pray to Buddha when our little boat was being tossed around? Was it 10? Was it 50? I can't remember. I remember the rain and the wind. They wouldn't let go. Our little boat was ready, loaded with rice, wood for the fire, little twigs to start the fire, water, an axe, and tatami mats. On the 5th day of January, in the year of the ox, we pushed off the shore of our village. There were 5 of us in our neighbor's boat. It was calm the day we left, following the other boats, the men who were better sailors. We were last, being careful as Okasan, my mother had warned. Late on the 6th day, we reached the fishing grounds. After many fish and some rice filled our stomachs, we slept, dreaming about fish and the return to our village with the largest catch of any boat. We fished on the 7th day. The sea was calm at first. Then the wind changed, so we rowed towards shore, but not for long. When it died down, we returned and lowered our nets beside the other boats. Suddenly, the sky turned black and the north wind blew. Even now, when the wind blows from the northwest, I smell bad luck and I'm back there on the little boat. The waves rise higher, always higher, crashing against us, splashing over the side of the boat. We try to bail with our hands. We are afraid. And then suddenly, like a tsunami, another wind, this time from the northeast. The winds fight each other like 2 samurai warriors. We hold in the lines and we row. We row. We row like the Ryukyu drummers. Steady, steady, steady. Then faster and faster. Terrified, all we can do is row. The rain is pouring down. It is black and cold. We cannot see. The oarlock breaks off. We chop out a piece of the gunwale and tie the oar with rope. Our boat is pitching and rolling in the breaking seas. The waves are rolling back and forth, back and forth. I think we will capsize. Finally, the worst, the handle of the oar breaks. We watch the paddle toss about in the sea and disappear in the foam. With the paddle gone, we cannot steer. We're helpless, moving with the winds, spinning, yawing out of control. I will drown, I cry. Okasan! I want my mother. Okasan doesn't answer. We are tired, exhausted, and wet. There is one thing we can do. Pray the Buddha prayer. I take refuge in the Buddha, the one who shows me the way in this life. It was the 7th day of January, the year of the ox. My name is Manjiro Nakahama. The wind is like a friend who is not loyal. It pretends to like us, then turns on us. For 4 days, it drives us. Our food is all gone. I try not to think about Okasan's pickled cabbage. We cannot even fish, and there is no water, not a drop. The sun is hot over our heads like fire. Sometimes I dream Okasan is giving me rice. Our throats are so dry, we cannot even talk. What could we say anyway? It is too late for us. It is the 9th day on the water. Then we see it. A little dot far away. Land! There we will find water and say our goodbyes. It is time to let the sea take us. We are fishermen. It is an honorable way to die. Doraemon, Goemon, and I jump into the water and swim to a rock. Jusuke and his brother are still in the boat. It rocks and tips, throws them into the waves. We scream as the boat lands on top of them. I think they will drown, but no, they swim to us. We watch our neighbor's boat break into pieces. It is destroyed. A major embarrassment losing our neighbor's kahuna. As we swim toward the island, the current takes us to safety and the rocky shore. It is a large place with small trees and tall grasses. The sky is filled with birds, some very big and some I do not know. They are flying over the high rocks. On the rocks, we can see nests, eggs, and baby birds. There will be enough to eat. Today is not the day we will die. Buddha has remembered us. We see a small hole in some rocks and wiggle into the space on our bellies. In the cave, there is room for us to sleep, and we do. We mark off the days. 1, 10, 50, 100 days of suffering, and for many days, no rain. The birds have gone, and there are no more eggs. We must find more food. My friend and I climb up the high rocks and look for something, anything. We do not expect what our eyes tell us. In an open space, 2 graves. We feel a large sadness. The dead ones must have been shipwrecked like us. We cannot help the tears coming down. We cry for those people. Fudenosho sings the name of the Buddha of Light. No one will find us here, I think. Someday, people will cry for us when they find our bodies on this island. Great Buddha, do not leave us here. Protect your children again. When we go back, we tell our friends about the graves. They are brave sailors, but they cry too. It is our worst day. One night in the springtime, after we go to sleep, the cave begins to shake. It is like being in a little boat again. The earth seems to split, and for many minutes, rocks and sand fall on us. We race toward the outside, and just as we reach the entrance, big rocks stop our escape. We must stay in our dark cave until morning, until the rocking stops, until we can see the sun, or until we are crushed. Will this place be our grave? Again, the great Buddha answers our prayers. We live through the night, through the earthquake. We have great good luck. I think I see things. Kobune, 2 of them, rowing towards our island. Once before we thought seawell boats. I rub my eyes. They are clear. I scream to my friends, Kobune, Kobune! The boats keep coming towards us. We hoist some trousers on a pole and wave it. The men in the boats raise their hats. They see us! They see us! When they lift their hats, I see the men are giants and their hair is on their shoulders. And another thing I see, some of them have black skin, as black as Japanese hair. Their hair is sticking up and curly. I have never seen such men. They motion for us to swim to them. We are afraid, but we cannot stay here. We take off our shabby clothes and swim to the boats. What odd sounds come from the strangers' throats? They talk, but I don't know what they want. I think they want to know if there are more of us. 2 black sailors jump out of the boats and head toward the cave. Jusuke and Fudenojo will be afraid of these black men with curly hair. It doesn't matter. They come back carrying Fudenojo like a barrel of rice. Jusuke, even with a broken leg, crawls to the water and swims to the boat. They haul him in. A red and white striped kite is flying from the ship. In one corner is a blue square with many stars that look like the stars of the night sky. This kite floats above the ship against the blue sky. When we climb aboard, we see it is their country's flag. It is very beautiful. I have never seen such a ship like the John Howland. The sails look like clouds on poles stretching to heaven, with ropes tying the clouds together so they won't blow away. There are many men running up and down the ropes. When they see us, they scramble down. Everyone is talking and smiling. I think they are asking us questions. We say, Nihonjin, Nihonjin. We are Japanese. I don't think they know Japanese. The sailors take us to the head samurai. He has beautiful tables, chairs, and a sword, which is how I know he is very important. The samurai says some words to a sailor who runs away. He comes back with a cook bringing food. Then the samurai gives us some soup, some meat, and a little rice, but not too much. I wonder how he knows we like rice. This man is a good man. I decide I will like him. When the sailors had difficulty saying Nakahama Manjiro, Captain Whitfield called me John, which he told me is a very good name in his country. He said I am the same age that he was when he first shipped out. I liked my new name and everything on the whaling ship. It was not like fishing in Japan, and it was very exciting. My respected friend, the captain, sent me to the barrel maker to put together the barrels that held oil, because after we caught a whale, there would be hundreds of barrels of oil. I was fast at putting them together so I could dream about being a whaler at the same time. As soon as the man with the spyglass saw a whale, he yelled to us. The ship's bell rang and the stowboats were lowered. The crew rowed as fast as they could toward the whale. One day, the men let me row with them, and with my own eyes, I saw the harpooner throw 2 whale irons, one after the other, into the side of the whale. As the line reeled out between our boat and the animal, the whale took us on a Nantucket sleigh ride. The whale's eye was at least 17 inches long, and he looked angry. I prayed to Buddha that the Kujira would not turn upside down. Blood was spouting out the blowhole. Then he put his lips together and made loud, shuddering noises. We knew it wouldn't be too long before he was ours. The sailors told me whales talk to each other down deep in the ocean. I don't know how they knew this. Perhaps it is a story, but when we were near the whales, I listened very hard to hear them singing or calling to each other. It was dangerous, but I was not afraid. On the whaling ship, a man was not judged by his looks, but by how good he was at his job. I hope someday the man will elect me, and I will stand in the bow of the stowboat and aim my whale iron with courage and accuracy. I will be a most accurate harpooner. The crew was very excited when the harbor came into view. The sight made us work harder and faster. The port of New Bedford was so big I couldn't even measure it in tatami mats. shouting, barrels rolling, animal sounds, horses with carts, cows, sheep, dog barking, and the strange words of many languages. It was exciting, but sad, because they were not the sounds I knew. I wanted to hear the shamisen and the tiny bells that always made me think of birds. My respected friend, Captain Whitfield, and I sat across the bridge from my new home with a welcoming name, Fairhaven. The captain told me I was going to school to learn to read and write English. Even though we didn't have the same blood, he encouraged me like a father. When we walked around the corner from his house, I saw shirts flapping on a rope, the same way my mother dried our clothes, and I felt the breeze coming from the south. That is when I had the idea to go to navigation school. Someday, if I didn't get lost, I will return to Japan to see my mother. The captain knocked on a door. Miss Allen, who lived in the house, was going to be my teacher. I started with A, B, C, and then all the letters of the alphabet. My tongue got twisted in the two-letter sounds: thumb, church, spyglass, black. It was very difficult. I tried to do my best to thank Captain Whitfield for all he did for me. Miss Allen gave me a book of my own to write in. I gave her tomodachi, my country's word for friend. The Fairhaven people were like my Japanese village, hardworking and moral. Most of them did not drink sake. Sometimes they argued, sometimes they were jealous, but they loved children and were sad when someone died. I loved the many kinds of people there. They didn't mind if you were different. In Fairhaven, I learned that all people have human faces, human voices. Painted on the ship were the Latin words, E pluribus unum. It was the truth I learned in Fairhaven. Out of many, one.
Thank you so much. That was really fantastic. That was amazing. Thank you. And all of that was captured by Fairhaven TV, so we're hoping to put this together into something that could be a lasting story that people, young children, can watch and hear this wonderful story. Thank you so much for putting that together. That was lovely. Thank you.